Welcome to the Mind Myself podcast. I'm Esther, and it is my pleasure to be bringing you information about healthcare approaches, health issues, and people's health journey stories, all from the complementary, holistic, and integrative perspectives, helping you become your own best health advocate and helping you make your own informed choices because you matter. Welcome to the Mind Myself podcast. I'm Esther, and this is Conversations with E. And it is my pleasure to welcome our guest today, Shannon Kerr. Shannon, welcome.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you, Shannon. Tell us a little bit about your credentials, who you are, and why you love what it is that you do. Because I know the title of our topic today, and let me reference here, From Overwhelm to Empowerment, EFT or tapping tools for modern moms. So let's hear a little bit about you.
All right, I am an EFT practitioner, and I was certified under Jackie McDonald, another Canadian tapping queen. And I came to this back in 2020 after closing my home daycare and also working in the school systems. The reason why I have come to this form of support rather than continuing to just work with children is because of the amount of stress that I see moms going through, especially since the pandemic and with everything going on around us in society. Moms are really carrying the weight of the world. And the problem is that as their emotional stress continues to build, it influences everyone around them. And so what I work on is helping moms so that they can be a safer place for their kids.
That's a great thing. What do you love about it?
I love watching the impact. I had moms who came to me who were dealing with like just full on panic mode. And after a few sessions, they're able to just release all of that stress and develop an entirely new relationship with their children. And not only that, but it's changed the way that they see their relationship with their families. And so it's like generational healing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Something as simple as tapping. And for someone who's watching today who doesn't know what EFT is or tapping, I'm sure lots of people have heard of tapping, but what exactly is it? And can you take us through a little bit of an example?
Okay. So EFT tapping, it's also emotional freedom technique. It is a combination of somatic practice, so tapping the energetic meridians within the upper body, the same points that you might use for acupuncture, tapping on those while voicing your thoughts out loud. So that's where the cognitive side of it comes in. And as your brain hears you saying these thoughts and feelings out loud, it begins to basically choose again. Like, why am I saying all this negative stuff to myself? Maybe I could try something else. Maybe this isn't all true. And it allows the flow of cortisol to slow down in the body. So you're no longer having that stress hormone pumping through. And we all know when we're not feeling as stressed, we can make better decisions. So it can impact so many different parts of your life, whether you're dealing with anxiety or wanting to build new habits, wanting to, develop new pathways in your life. It can help with grief and dealing with past issues. There really is no limit to how you can direct your tapping.
Sounds so cool. I've done a little bit of it in my past, but I have to remember to do more of it because I think it really, my understanding is that it
it really connects the brain and the body, like the brain and the whole nervous system. You're not just thinking your thoughts anymore, you're engaging your whole system and integrating things in a way that maybe you haven't before. So, did I get that right?
That's very true. And the other thing that I love about it is that it's not just voicing the thoughts and feelings, but it's really validating them. So because we grew up in a society where, certain feelings and emotions were not encouraged. And so you grow up with that thought of like, oh, being mad is bad. Oh, being upset is bad, like don't cry, don't raise a fuss about anything. If you grow up with that belief and then you have children who are having these big feelings, it can really bring up some triggers for you. So for a mom to learn how to tap, like, something as simple as like, even though I'm feeling upset right now, I still love and accept myself. That's a big leap for a lot of moms, where before we were told like, no, you should just ignore that or muffle it, um, drink it away, eat it away, whatever you can do to avoid your feelings. It's not letting them process, it's just stuffing them down.
Totally get that. And sometimes I know I've heard people say this in the past, that we can be harder on ourselves than anybody else. And so this gives our brain and our body and our nervous system some new pathways to consider and maybe be kinder to ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. The studies that are being done on EFT now, it's amazing to see, like they do brain scans and show that the actual neural pathways in your brain are changing because of tapping. So when you hit that same thing that might have triggered you in the past, it will help you to, like, I see it like a crossroads, like you get to that point, you're like, oh, am I going to get upset? Or maybe I will just go this way and choose a different thought for myself. It's really powerful stuff.
I love it. And I know that there is also some controversy around tapping. You mentioned
Oh,
somebody seeing something, because there's free stuff all over the place about tapping, but somebody might have looked at that and seen it, gone, whatever. Or what controversy have you heard about, or what are some of the objections you hear?
Well, there might be that, yeah, if you watch a video and the language doesn't match what you're actually feeling, you're not going to respond the same way. So people might be like, well, this doesn't work for me because I don't think that way. And another objection might be if it's a video. Again, these are videos that people are putting out trying to be beneficial. But if you're like, we tend to rate our feelings from a 0 to 10 kind of scale. If you came in to a tapping session and your emotions are at a 10, like you are ready to blow, and the practitioner's tapping for someone who's more, at a 2, and they're like, oh, I'm actually feeling pretty good and I'm ready to let this go, it's not going to work for you, because your brain is not there yet. And so being careful not to do any kind of spiritual bypassing of like ignoring the feeling, or just let's just keep it all positive and, yeah, good vibes only kind of thing. That's where I would get upset about that. But my practice is always to start with the venting and be really honest about, like, this is the stuff I'm feeling. And even though it might feel a little bit ugly to say it out loud, I'm giving it space right now. And this is, there's no good or bad feelings. They're all just part of the life experience. So
I like how you put that a lot. And who do you most, I know you could work with anybody who called you up or emailed you or whatever, reached out to you and said, I'd like to do some tapping.
Right.
And I know that you also have a particular kind of focus. You like to work with moms, right?
I do. And I've worked with teenagers and young adults, and I think so far just one man, but and there's nothing, they all need support, absolutely, but my main focus is moms, again, because man, we're doing a lot, and it's I just feel like it's really vital for our communities to support moms as much as possible with their emotional and their mental health.
And there's been a lot of stress
Mhm.
globally for the last number of years. And even though there's been some shifts and some loosening up, there's still a lot of stress and tension. And I think some of us are in a place of going, I'm not quite sure what to do with that. So it sounds like tapping is a wonderful way to begin to approach some anxiety or some big feelings or some stuff that may have been trapped for some time.
Yeah, it brings a lot of healing, so that those old stories that you've been carrying probably your whole life, you can begin to see them from a new perspective and to make some shifts in your life. I think also I'm a strong believer in like the idea of a matriarchal society where women and moms are supporting other moms and learning and guiding each other that way. And it's something that I see happening more and more, rather than like older moms looking at younger moms and judging them. It's like, let's lift each other up and learn together. So, because we are all part of a greater community, and if I can help a younger mom or another mom with her home life and her child, those people are going out into the world and interacting with, everyone else. So going back to the schools, if I can help those moms help their kids, they're going to be going to school with my kids. And so we're all helping each other out, really. They're going to be taking care of us, in 20 years. So we need to create these changes.
Right. And happier moms means happier children, less anxiety for the moms, then they can help their own kids process it better. And like you said, then it's better for the whole world. Making a better world through tapping. How great is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say about tapping? We're almost to the end of our time here.
It's something you can do anywhere. Like I have tapped at the playground, I have tapped in my car, I've tapped like with my hands under the family dining table, like just connecting with my emotions and allowing them to be safe and seen. And you don't always have to be saying it out loud. You can just be like, okay, there's that feeling. I'm allowing it to have its space. So it's a tool you can carry with you everywhere.
Well, that almost sounds like a wrap-up statement, but is there anything you'd like to leave your listener with today, in addition to you can do tapping anywhere at any time and make whatever situation you're in so much better?
Yeah. I didn't plan on another one. I don't know what else I would say at this point, but I think just learning how to be comfortable with your uncomfortable feelings is such a gift that a mother can learn and pass on to her children. And yes, moms have been taught that self-care is something that should come after everyone else is taken care of. But the more that moms are comfortable in prioritizing their own self-care, it really is the biggest gift that you can give your family, because you are your best self and you are also modeling that priority for your kids. So taking care of these needs is the kindest thing that you can do for your family.
And what a perfect place to end. Thank you, Shannon, for being with us. There are some resources that will be attached in the notes for this session. And we are so grateful to have you here on the Mind Myself podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been fun. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us at the Mind Myself podcast today. We know that time is precious and you've spent some of your valuable time with us. We're grateful. If you would like to reach out to our guest directly, the information is below. And if you would like more from Mind Myself, that information is also below. Please visit our website and check out all the information about the different complementary, holistic, and integrative healthcare approaches, information about health issues, more podcasts, tons of blogs, and we even have a community page for you where you could reach out and tell your story safely, or you could ask questions and perhaps somebody else in the world is going through something similar to you. In any case, we're so glad you're with us, and we're doing this because you matter.